Hi, hello, welcome to Spell Day. We're covering a spell every single day of the year from the 5e PHP plus 3. Those plus 3 spells are homebrew spells. We're at plus 1 at the moment. You can back in playlist to find it. Today's spell is Magic Missile.
Now it's time for the final battle. Magic Missile! Magic Missile! Magic Missile! Magic Missile! Magic Missile! Magic Missile! I'm out of mana! I need a
First level evocation, casting time of 1 action, range of 120 feet, components verbal somatic, duration instantaneous. You create 3 glowing darts of magical force. Each dart hits a creature of your choice that you can see within range. A dart deals 1d4 plus 1 force damage to its target. The darts all strike simultaneously, and you can direct them to hit one creature or several. At higher levels, when you cast the spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, the spell creates 1 more dart for each slot level above first. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The other break concentration spell. Magic Missile! Who hasn't heard of Magic Missile? Do we actually pick it up? Not that often. Is it bad? Compared to other spells at later levels and what a higher level spell slot would be worth, yes, in general, but I've even seen late game players pick up Magic Missile for a few reasons. One, it's a guaranteed hit, and it's multiple hits. So I've seen this used to make sure, because I've had some enemies that have had death saves, and the idea is that from a distance, finishing blow or making sure they go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and just hitting them with multiple attacks from Magic Missile to eat through those death saves. I've even had a villain attempt to use that on one point, if you're taking notes, DMs. If you're using it in that sense, and you do have enemies, or you're playing as NPCs going against players, this is the double tap spell. More in the sense that after they go down, it's going to triple tap them at base level. 3 glowing darts. That's 3 attacks. Even at a range or at spell, hitting an unconscious target on the ground, that's gonna kill him. Also, it does force damage, which very, very, very few things resist or have immunity to. It's got that going for it, but the big thing is the damage. It's 1d4 plus 1. That's a dagger with 1 bonus in dex. But it's 3 hits from a dagger at a first level spell slot. At low levels, this is not that bad. The biggest feature of it, though, is the multiple attacks, and it's guaranteed to hit, with exceptions to specific magic items or shield, which can block it, and some other spells. The other one, outside of double tapping someone on the ground, is concentration. So in making a concentration check, it's 1 based off the damage you take, and based off the number of attacks you just had against you, specifically ones that hit. So let's say someone's concentrating on a spell, you cast Fireball, does this amount of damage, the enemy's caught in it, they have to make 1 concentration save, or concentration check, which, depending on how much damage they took initially, whether they passed the save or not, it's just 1 check, and might not be the worst save. At base, it's 10. Whereas Magic Missile, well yeah, it's not going to get above the base of 10. It's at 10 for at max 5 damage on 1 hit. And it's hitting 3 times at a first level spell, where Fireball 3rd level only hit once. So if your main, and if a target is not, if you don't have Dispel Magic is a big thing, or if you didn't prepare it, or if you want to do damage to the target on top of it, it's debatable, but it's not the worst. Namely because I've had casters that didn't prepare Dispel Magic, and then they only had Magic Missile, just to something guaranteed to hit in the distance. I've also seen Magic Missile used on targets that are behind cover, or have some other form of defense, or just difficult to hit, and they just want to try and get that concentration broken, or get their attention in some way, or at least get some damage in. The other benefit is hitting multiple targets, because in my games I use Shock. So let's say you're going against a horde of goblins, which historically do not have that high health. A 5 on a Magic Missile is decently over half their health, and then if you upcast this to hit multiple targets, you might clear a whole room of goblins with 1 cast of Magic Missile. Now, how many dice rolls are involved and how many of those are chances? Yes, but at least it's damaging a whole room with a specific targeted spell, which is guaranteed to hit versus any save spell, which have to be in a specific cone or area, or rolling to hit each target. But this comes down to, the main feature of it, it's old reliable. That's what you're mainly going after it for, and that's why it does so little damage, is it's not rolling to hit, it's guaranteeing hits. You have a 120-foot radius, you can pick a number of targets to take at least a little bit of damage. It's reliable. I don't know how to go on that. It's not the best spell, it's not the worst spell, it's just good old Magic Missile. 7 out of 10. Old reliable.